fourth installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean series on Stranger Tides. This movie, I enjoyed this. Actually, I think this, in my opinion, is the second best of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, followed by Pirates of the Caribbean 1 being the first one, then you have the fourth one, then you have third, second, and then the fifth one. You see my reviews out there on that one, and I go ham. But this one, it's a little bit crazy, it's a little wacky, and you get all over the place, Jack Sparrow and Mr. Gibbs, but then you have a new character where Angelica, and then Blackbeard is in this movie, so wait, that's going on. And then the Spanish, oh yeah, that's going on too. And then you also have mermaids, and you have the British, and you have all these other things, and you have other crews and other ships. And where's the Black Pearl? What's going on? What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka, and what is Movie Breakdowns? A movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through F. Plus and minuses do count. If there's a movie you want me to watch, let me know. I'll put in the comments, and please put in the comments section, and I'll try to get to as best as I can. Also, I have a Patreon, and on this Patreon, which is at Ali Zakka, that will also be in the comment section, or I guess the description section, where I have other content such as early releases on movie reviews before they come out on YouTube and Facebook. You also get trailer reaction, you get my first thoughts on movies, a bunch of other stuff. Also, you jump in line if you're a Patreon member. When you ask for a movie, you get it before everybody else does. So that happens. Now today, let's go here and review 2011's Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides. Now, first thoughts on this movie, because I haven't seen this movie in probably a few years. I own the DVD, haven't seen it in a few years, and watching it again, the few things I remember about this movie are the mermaids, the Fountain of Youth, Jack Sparrow, and Penelope Cruz, because Penelope Cruz looked really hot in this movie to me. This hotness thing. She was really hot in this movie to me. Well, as a kid, I guess 2011 I wasn't a kid, I would have been 19, yeah, so I guess as a young man, as a teenager watching this movie, Penelope Cruz was hot to me. I thought, dude, she was amazing, and she was hot, and on top of that, she was pregnant too, so I was like, dude, she is balling in this movie. She's pregnant and killing it, like, awesome sauce, like, good for her, good for her. I give props, like when Gal Gadot did the same thing in Wonder Woman, I give props to that. That is amazing, so good for them. But yeah, I just remember Penelope Cruz. I remember every time she would say something in Spanish, I'd be like, my word, good lord, it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. But yeah, that's me. Like I remember her in this movie. I remember Blackbeard. I remember the Fountain of Youth, and then I remember Jack Sparrow, of course, and I remember the mermaids. Those are the things I remember about this movie. What I didn't remember was the missionary. Completely got the romance angle between the mermaid and the missionary guy. Forgot about the Spanish being in this movie. Sorry, there's another there. Forgot the Spanish being in this movie. The British being in this movie. I remember Barbosa was in here because I do remember the escape scene for some reason. I forgot about the Spanish. I remember the escape scene that Jack Sparrow and Barbosa has where they're trying to get out of the Spanish's stronghold or resting camp. And for some reason, the Spanish had them put off far away from the camp, tied to trees away from everybody else. So when they escaped, you didn't know they was leaving, which I thought was weird. It's a weird thing there. But I remember that scene because of the music. They played the He's a Pirate song, which is one of my favorite songs to listen to. One of my favorite instrumental by Hans Zimmer. I probably listen to that song over and over again, at least once or twice a week. It's on my playlist, and every time it comes on, I'm like, yes, He's a Pirate. Freaking love that song. It's a great song. From the first movie, they kept it from the first all the way to the fifth, and they knew they had a banger when they had it. Anyway, now let's get to the movies though. To this movie. What's the storyline of this movie? So the storyline is Jack Sparrow goes to England because he heard that Mr. Gibbs is there and Mr. Gibbs is in trouble. So he goes find Mr. Gibbs. Mr. Gibbs is actually trying to find Jack Sparrow because he heard that Jack Sparrow is going to be in England, who was trying to get a crew together. And Jack's like, I'm not trying to get a crew together. I'm trying to find the Fountain of Youth, but I kind of gave up. But Gibbs told him this. So Jack goes find the imposter. Gonna find out the imposter is his old fling, one of his old lovebirds, and one of his old relationships. Angelica, she was pretending to be Jack Sparrow to get a crew. And I'm not sure she was expecting to meet Jack Sparrow there, but it ended up happening that she met Jack Sparrow. So she was going to use Jack Sparrow to find the Fountain of Youth and use him as a pawn to save her father's life. And her father ended up being Blackbeard. So that's what happened here. So that's the main storyline, is Angelica trying to use Jack Sparrow's life to give his life to Blackbeard. So he's trying to find the Fountain of Youth to do that. Jack Sparrow looking for the Fountain of Youth because he's playing with the idea of living forever, but then he comes to find out that all the things that goes on along with the Fountain of Youth, that he's like, I don't really want to live forever. I'm cool being me at the time. And there's like this huge adventure that goes along with this, like a huge map. Like you have to go to this cove where the mermaid's at and get a mermaid and get a tear from a mermaid. And then once you get a tear from a mermaid, you have to find the chalices and have the cups, and then with the cups you have to go to the place where the Fountain of Youth is at by saying the word aqua, was it Vita la Aqua or Aqua la Vida? Say that, and then it released open the gate to where the Fountain of Youth is at. So they're doing all this stuff to find the Fountain of Youth. But the Spanish apparently had the heads up on them. The Spanish been there the whole time, just waiting for them to show up. But the Spanish couldn't get in there for some reason. So, I don't know. That was kind of weird to me. It was kind of weird. And this movie has four big groups in it. You have the British, Jack Sparrow, Blackbeard, and then the Spanish, who was almost an afterthought, but yet they're the opening characters in the movie. Like they open the movie up and it's the Spanish saying the Fountain of Youth, and then it just cuts to On Stranger Tides and then goes to where Jack Sparrow's at. But yeah, everybody trying to get to the Fountain of Youth, and everybody trying to get there, and they do finally get there. They finally get to the Fountain of Youth, and then the Spanish comes and they just wreck stuff. They just blow things up, destroy everything, and Blackbeard fights Barbossa, gets killed by Barbossa. They had a thing going on. So off screen, you don't see this part, but Barbossa runs into Blackbeard, and Blackbeard actually captures the Black Pearl, puts it in a glass jar, and cuts off Barbossa's leg. So Barbossa loses his leg to Blackbeard, and he joins the British Army, the British Navy, I should say, to try to get revenge on Blackbeard. So he tries to hunt down was it Queen Anne's Revenge? Queen Anne's Revenge? Dang it, did I get that name right? Queen Anne's Revenge. I believe so. Let me double check that. So after double checking it, it's Queen Anne's Revenge. That's the name of the ship. I thought I knew the name of the ship. I should have known that one. But yeah, so he loses. He trying to find Queen Anne's Revenge. He can find Blackbeard so he can kill Blackbeard. That's his Barbossa's goal in this movie. He doesn't really care about the Fountain of Youth. So he ended up fighting by teaming up with Jack Sparrow. He ended up fighting Blackbeard, kills Blackbeard, and then we figure out how the Fountain of Youth works. You have to sacrifice one person for the other person's life. So Blackbeard's about to die, and then Angelica tries to save Blackbeard, but grabs the sword that has the poison on it that Barbossa dipped in poison. So she gets cut, so she's about to die. Jack Sparrow gives them both a cup from the Fountain of Youth. Also one with the mermaid tear, one doesn't have the mermaid tear. Gives them both a cup and say, hey, Blackbeard, save your daughter and take the cup with no mermaid tear in it. And Angelica, here's a cup for you with the mermaid tear in it to live. Angelica doesn't want to do it. She wants her father to live. Blackbeard's like, okay, forget this. I'm taking her cup because she has a tear, drinks it, and Johnny Depp goes, Jack Sparrow goes, hey, I switched them. And what happened is Angelica gets to live, Blackbeard dies. Boom. That's the end of the movie. Everybody goes on about their merry way, and everybody else is like, okay, that's it. That's it. Now you're like, Ali, aren't you forgetting something? Oh yeah, the mermaid. So the mermaid, Philip and Serena, which is the missionary, and the mermaid, which is like a side plot to the series, but to this movie, but apparently it's supposed to be a love story. So the mermaids, they kill people, they kill men, they hear the, well, it's anybody, it's just they eat humans. They hear the music, they go, if you sing next to their where they live at, they hear your voice, they hear you singing, they come sing with you, and then they try to mesmerize you, and then they take you underneath the water and eat you. Well, apparently Philip was on the boat, he gets out, he escapes, and Serena sees him leaving, and she goes after him, but then she saves his life for some weird reason, unbeknownst to me. She saves his life, and Philip returned to Jasper throughout the movie. He's saving her life, and then realized that, oh, he's attracted to her. She's attracted to him for some reason because she says he's different because he's a missionary. And now he's like, why is he here? Well, Angelica brought him onto the ship to try to save Blackbeard's life. She like, Blackbeard's gonna die. Let's save his soul. And Blackbeard's like, I have no soul. But anyway, he falls in love with Serena the mermaid. And they get a tear from her by using the power of love. They get a tear from her, or gets a tear of joy when she thought they killed Philip. He doesn't kill him. They knock him out. He wakes up, and then she cries tears of joy. And then they held her down, get her tear, and leave her. He goes back, saves her. She leaves him, goes to Jack Sparrow for some reason, and said, like, find the chalices that gets lost during the whole battle because the Spanish come up and destroy everything. She found the chalices and say, don't you dare waste my tear. For some reason, it threw me off. Like, why did she go back to help Jack Sparrow out? How did she know Jack Sparrow is also different? Does this one mermaid have this vibe about people that we just don't know about because they don't explain anything about her whatsoever? But the fact that she's just a mermaid, that she likes Philip and apparently helped out Jack Sparrow. Like, how did she know that Jack Sparrow was going to use it on Angelica and not Blackbeard? Like, Jack Sparrow and Angelica and Serena never had any sort of connection or anything like that throughout the movie. Or they didn't even show. Maybe it happened something off screen, but it didn't show on screen, and they messed up. You messed up, Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, so I'm doing my rant there, because I'm about to go down in that. Let me look at my notes here and see what else I have. See, Fountain of Youth. Everybody trying to find a Fountain of Youth. The literally the Spanish was an afterthought. They was there. I do enjoy this movie. I do want to say that. I'm looking at my notes here. You know, there's flaws and stuff doesn't pan out. Like, what happens when Serena takes Philip into the water at the end of the movie? Like, she kisses him and then she takes him to the water. Philip gets stabbed and he crawls over to her. And he's like, hey, when he walks a very far distance to find her. But also, he's like, I feel I can save you. And she's like, do you need me? Just say yes, you need me. He goes, I need you. And then she takes him with her into the water. But that's about it. Yeah, nothing else that happened to them. They're not in the 5th movie, so you have no idea what happened to them. Like, maybe they make a Pirates of the Caribbean 6, and maybe they make a reappearance. I kind of hope so, because I want to know what happens. Did he become a mermaid? Who knows? It just happens. They just swim it. I enjoy this movie, regardless of how my reaction is. Now, one of my favorite parts of this movie is the mermaid scene. I freaking love the mermaid scene. I love when the mermaids start attacking all the guys and everybody trying to get out, everybody trying to stop the mermaids, and they're just flying over everything and attacking. And the setup to it where she comes up to the ship, one of the mermaids come up to the ship and like, or boat, and start singing to him, singing with the guy, and just like so peaceful and so like serene, so serene, and all of a sudden it just flips and they just start attacking them. It is great, like, not crazy. I'm gonna say great and crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about it. I thought it was such a cool add-on to the Little Mermaid and the mermaids. I thought that was so cool. I enjoyed it, and maybe intrigued about the mermaids of the Pirates of the Caribbean world. Like, I wanted more than the movie, not just Serena's little part. And I wanted to know more about them, like where they come from, how they get there, why they're after men, why they're flesh-eating mermaids, and not like the Little Mermaid Ariel. Like, I want to know. I want to know more. But after that scene, the movie does take a huge low between that until the point where Barbossa meets Jack Sparrow on the ship. They meet on, oh, I'm forgetting his name right now, the Spaniard that was trying to look for the Fountain of Youth. Hold on, another fun fact. I'm back. Juan Ponce de Leon is the Spanish explorer in the movie. They go to his ship, and it's like on a peak or a pike, so it's off balance, and Jack Sparrow and Barbossa meet each other on it, and they're like trying to fight, but they can't fight, so they just kind of like come to like a truce at the moment, because if they try to fight each other, they will fall off. And I like that. Like, that right there is when the movie picks back up. So between the mermaid scene and them on the ship, it picks back up from there. So there's a huge low there that's going to pretty much give it the grade. That and all the extra plots holes and the ending, like the stuff they didn't clean up, that's going to give a grade too. Okay, characters. Let's break this down. Penelope Cruz, who played Angelica, I thought she was great. I enjoyed her in this movie. She did a good job to me. I didn't see anything wrong with her acting. Thought she was good. Thought she was great. I appreciate her in this movie. Jack Sparrow, well, Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Vice versa, how you want to mix it. Because to me, Johnny Depp is Jack Sparrow. And just like Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, Johnny Depp is Jack Sparrow. And great. Great. No complaints. Jeffrey Rush as Barbossa, great. Ian McShane as Blackbeard, great. Kevin McNally as Mr. Gibbs, great. Like, I don't know who else I'm missing here. Oh yeah, that's right, the mermaid and the missionary. So, Sam Claflin as Philip. He did a good job. I didn't mind him. He didn't bother me. He was okay. Like, the acting in this movie was okay. Nobody in this movie to me seemed like they was really over the top, and it seemed like there was like just really took me out of the movie. And nobody in this movie also seemed like it was like super low, and which didn't really bring anything to the movie. Like, I feel like everybody gave their best shot. Like, everybody enjoyed to be on this movie and be on the script. So, and the writing of the movie was good too. I enjoyed the writing. Besides the characters and some of the things they had them do, the main gist of the movie made sense to me and flowed. And it was a flowing movie. Like, it wasn't all over the place. Like Pirates of the Caribbean 5 with bad CGI and everything was all over the place. This one right here was kind of like smooth. And the CGI wasn't bad either. CGI in this movie was actually pretty dang good. Really good. Like, they 2011 knocked out the park with some of the CGI that year. And this movie CGI was good. Like, I enjoyed it. It didn't take me out of the movie. It still stands to this day. But let's get back to the mermaid. Speaking of CGI, and I'm bringing my laptop up here. I'm not even gonna try to pretend that I can remember this without messing it up. So I'm gonna look at it. Astrid Burgess Frisbee, who plays Serena. I thought she did okay too. I didn't mind her role. I didn't mind it at all. Like I said, everybody in this movie brought it, and they didn't really hold anything back. So they looked like they had fun doing this movie, I would say. So everybody did good. Everybody did good doing this movie. No complaints. No complaints at all. There's not one person in this movie who, when they acted on the screen, it was like, oh my gosh, please get them off the screen. Nope. They all did good. Any other thoughts? I did have to watch this movie multiple times to finally understand everything that's going on in this movie. So many different times. I enjoy this movie. Every time I watch this movie, I enjoy this movie. I stop putting my stuff down, but it also doesn't escape the fact that there's plot holes and there's some bad things with characters, such as like, why is the Spanish in here? Why you put them in the movie? They're like an afterthought. King George is in this movie. The second's in this movie. I like that little tip. That's a history buff and somebody who enjoys history. I like the little, like, you know, nod to history. They're like, oh, here's King George the second in here. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. And, you know, with the Spaniards and Juan Ponce de Leon, did I get it right that time? Let me double check. Yes, I did. But I do like how they had these characters in this movie, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie. It's a fun movie for me to watch. You know, it's not a good movie. It's a good movie, I should say. It's a good movie, but it's not a great movie. It's not a perfect movie, but it's also not a bad film either. Like, it's not really bad. It's gonna be the low part of my grading scale when it comes to like plus and minus. It's gonna have a minus into it. I won't let you know right now. But yeah, that's why. That's why it has a minus. Why it's gonna have a minus is because of the fact, the flaws, the storylines, certain parts don't pan out. But the writing, I didn't mind the writing for the main storyline. I didn't mind it. But the side pieces didn't pan out. It was like, oh, we don't need to know. What about the Spanish? Ah, what the mermaid and what about the like what? Come on, guys. If you're gonna have a movie, at least give us a good closer. And then maybe like this is gonna be the finale. Maybe not making a 5th movie, but we made a 5th one. So what about what happened in that movie? We don't need to worry about that movie. It's been a few years, nobody cares. We care. We as fans of the series care. Letting you guys be known. We care. We care. Anyway, any last thoughts? CGI is great. Music was great. The main storyline is great. The actors are great. I'm saying that. But the writing for certain characters, or the storyline for certain side characters and certain things they didn't pan out. Why the Spanish there? Why this and that? Like, there's some things where just like, the main storyline was there, but then adding pieces like, why did the Spanish put Barbosa and Jack Sparrow away from the camp so that way when they can escape, it's like, oh, well, they got away. Wow. You didn't put them next to your camp. You're the prisoners, and yet they got you, like, you was asking for them to escape. You know exactly, like, I don't know, man. There was a funny scene, though, where the Spanish arrive and one of the British soldiers goes, this here is for King George and the British, and the Spanish dude shoots him. And it says, please make a note of this man's bravery. Just died laughing. I thought that was kind of funny. So, some of the jokes here are funny, but it really looks like a jokey kind of movie to me. Alright, it is a Friday night movie. So yeah, you can watch it on a Friday night with your friends and family. Everybody will enjoy this movie. It's a great movie to watch with everybody. Now, grading time. I'm going to grade Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides a C-. The reason why I'm giving a C-, like I said before, there are some flaws in this movie. It's a fun movie to watch, but there's some flaws. Why is the Spanish in the movie? That's just unnecessary to have the Spanish in the movie that you don't really add on to. So when they show up at the end, you're kind of like, man, I guess I'm probably afraid of them. There's nothing about them really shows that they have power, but okay, they're coming to wreck stuff. Do I need to care? Where's Barbosa? What happened to the Black Pearl? We never explained how the Black Pearl got into it. Barbosa talks about it. He gives you some exposition to it, but he doesn't really like show us like what happens. And he's just like, yeah, man, this happens, and lost my leg. Like, how did you lose your leg? Like, he didn't really say how he lost his leg. He just like, this happens. Blackbeard showed up, came and wrecked stuff, and now I lost the, pearl. How did you get the British? Like, what? You just showed up. Okay, we're just roll with this? Sure. And then what happens to Serena and Philip? Like, does he drown? She takes him to the water. Apparently, it said a mermaid kiss gives somebody the ability to breathe beneath water. We don't know that. There's nothing to explain it to us. So to us, we're just watching him fall into the water and I had to go research like mermaids and figure out what happened to him. I don't need to research it. Just give it to us in the movie. Just give it to us in the movie. Unless you're making a sequel, which you did, and he didn't bring anything from the 4th movie into the sequel. What the heck? What the heck? C-. C- it is. Like I said, I enjoy this movie. It does have flaws. There's that lull between Acts 1 and Acts 3. That the middle part of the movie has a lull. But I enjoy this. I enjoy it. I enjoy the mermaid scene. Gets me every time. The CGI is great. The music is great. The acting is great. So all that gives you that C. If the storyline had a little closure, it probably would have been a little higher. And maybe if you invested in more characters versus having all these characters here, it would have been a little bit higher, but they didn't. They just threw characters in. Like the first Pirates of the Caribbean, you had the British, Jack Sparrow, and Orlando Bloom, Will Turner, and then the Black Pearl. You had those 3 things. And the British was kind of like just the bad guy, or not the bad, they're the antagonists to the pirates. It's more about Will Turner and Jack Sparrow working together to try to beat the Barbosa and get back Elizabeth. That was the main point. Elizabeth gets captured. The British comes out there because that's, you know, Elizabeth is the daughter of the governor, so they all go after her. But the British don't really show up until what, the middle to the end of the movie. They don't really, they're there at the beginning, and then they kind of fall back, leaving you with Jack Sparrow and Will Turner and the Black Pearl cast. And then you get the end, the great ending, which, you know, everything wraps up. Everything wraps up. And this one, you don't wrap up anything. You pretty much leave everything open besides the Blackbeard part. You wrap that part up with Blackbeard dying, but then you leave Angelica on the island, and did she ever come back? We don't know. We don't know. C minus. C minus. Because it's a fun movie to watch. It's still enjoyable to watch. And it's better than, you know, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Way better than that. So C minus. It's better than Transformers. C minus. Well, I didn't review Transformer 1, but I reviewed Transformer 2. But Transformer 5, yeah. Alright, that's my review of Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides. If you've seen this movie, please tell me what you think. Please put in the comment section below. I'm looking forward and listening to you guys' thoughts. I'm really curious what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. See you guys next time, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about my series. Tell a friend about Grind Towards Success. Tell a friend about the Movie Breakdown series. If you really like these episodes, I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. It means so much. I can't tell you how much it means. Like it's like I'll be really grateful you just told a friend and share and subscribe to the series. And thank you guys for watching this. Also, if you want to follow my journey outside of YouTube or Facebook, you can go to my Instagram page and you can follow me on my Instagram page at Ali_Zakka. It's right here. Put it right here in my face. That way you're like, where's his face at? Well, it's right behind the Instagram logo. Yeah, but you can follow me on my Instagram page. And also, if you want another episode of Grind Towards Success or Movie Breakdowns, you can watch the episode of Grind Towards Success right here. You can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right there. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome.